sleeve by accident. I got lucky on that one, dude. Don't grab your sleeve, folks. Not a good idea. Hey folks, how you doing? Cambo Trout here. So, for today's video, did my first outing of the year for crabbing with my buddies Jamie and Jared. We had a bushel by around noon, so it was a pretty good day, a pretty good way to kick off the year. But what this video is really about is letting you know about a big way to save money when you're crabbing out there nowadays. And that is about how much life you can expect out of your razor clams. It's one of the best baits you can use for crabs, arguably the best. And it's not a one-time use thing. As long as you refrigerate those things, well, you can use them for a lot of days. And I'll let you know exactly how many days they lasted at the end of this video. Let's get to it.
Gonna get our crab.
That feels pretty good. Don't be a fish now.
Oh my God.
Say, don't be a fish now.
Now we're out here today running about 30 traps in water depths between about 7.5 down to around 10.5, maybe 11 feet. That really seem to be the sweet spot. And interestingly, the crabs really seem to be in the main channel as opposed to the creeks that were coming off of this particular river. Now, as the water warms, I'm pretty sure that'll change. As their cycle progresses and they begin to molt, that'll change. But for today, it was a main river pattern from about 7.5 to about 10.5, 11 feet.
Reg always finds them. I always get them, boys. You ain't lying.
Look at that. You say you're getting 300 a bushel?
300 a bushel.
That's good money, man. There we go. Come on in here.
Get him in, get him in, get him in.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
When you're pulling your traps, you want to have a nice, steady, smooth pull that keeps that pressure on and gets the trap in quickly. That's the only reason I was able to catch this crab right here, because his claw was caught in the door of the trap.
Boy, oh boy, look at that rusty bottom. That was a run on those traps.
Bring the other side over here.
Yeah, no.
As you're making your lays for your traps, if you have 30 traps, you might end up splitting them in between two different areas so you can test both areas. So one thing you can do is that if you're getting a lot of crabs on one particular lay, then you can move your other traps over to the area that's actually producing for you. It'll help you actually test the waters and get on better runs throughout the day.
There we go. There you go.
Now for the part y'all been waiting for here, these clams we're using, these razor clams, these things are actually bought 7 days ago, and they've been used at this point, I think it was actually 2 or 3 times. I'll let you know at the end of this trip how long my buddy Jamie here was able to use them again after this trip, because it wasn't just 7 days. It's a lot longer than that. It's a great way to save money so you're not continually dropping all that money on bait, especially with the direction that razor clam prices have been going. Now the key to keeping those razor clams fresh is that as soon as you get off the water, or actually as soon as you're packing up to get off the water, you're taking those clam bags out of the traps and putting them either in a cooler or a refrigerated bag, taking care to not leave them in fresh water. You want to keep them nice and cool and refrigerated, but not frozen, not drowned in fresh water. It'll keep those clams alive and catching crabs for you.
As soon as he seen him, boy, his arms moved quickly.
Yep.
Like a
Look at that.
It'd be nice for the other ones in there.
He just sprung into action. Look at that. Look at, it's all right now. We got something going on, man. We got something going on, man. Look at that. Yeah, that's what I was trying to fish, but he wasn't trying to hear it. Yeah, dude. We're doing alright. Now, if you crab any amount of time, you probably already know this, but sometimes you get crabs that have no claws at all because they get in fights, they get away from predators, and here we are with a crab with no claws. That's probably the only crab you can ever hold like this, man. Otherwise you're gonna have a bad day. Not as bad as you though, right, buddy?
So I already told you the water depth we were crabbing in, which is about 7.5 to about 10.5 feet. But the other major note is that these crabs seem to be on the drop-offs, right on the edge of the drop-offs, the deeper water. So that transition from about 7 down to around 10 seemed to be right where they wanted to hang out. And then when we were out here, Jared managed to find what I think is the shell of a diamondback terrapin. If anyone can confirm that, or if it's a different species, let me know. Unfortunately though, on this other instances of finding stuff out here, Jared found a tennis ball, which wasn't too bad, but he also found what he thought was a helmet, and you're about to see exactly what it was.
Push crab.
Oh, that's gonna be a stinker.
Oh, he's right.
Yeah, dude.
You don't want to play with that.
Nah.
Ew. Oh. Oh, that hit me right in the face.
Called that one, man.
I painted my basket.
It could have been a helmet.
I was like, it ain't no helmet, it's floating.
Oh, man.
It's a floating helmet, Steve.
Hello. There you go.
Surprised we got this thing.
Oh, hell.
I see him.
Man. Yeah, there, jerk. That's right.
Look, rocky bottom.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Let me be the one. I grabbed my sleeve by accident. I got lucky on that one, dude. Don't grab your sleeve, folks. Not a good idea.
Grab your own arm.
Yeah, like,
It's pulling back.
Well folks, that about wrapped up the day out here. Like I said, we got pretty much a full bushel by right around 12 o'clock. But as far as the tips go, I hope they work well for you. Definitely take to heart, test it out for yourself about how many trips you can get out of those razor clams. I mean, of course, make sure that the crabs haven't chewed them up so badly there's no meat left in them. But if you refrigerate those things, as soon as you take them out of the trap, and then keep them refrigerated and cool until you get back on the water, you can get much more than one trip out of them. You may get 3, 4, 5, or even 6.
folks, we're calling it a day. We're off the water by 12:40 with a full bushel of crabs, man. And that's pretty good, especially for our first trip in the year. So, good sharing the water with Jared over here, and Jamie taking us out on the boat, dividing the work 3 ways. So, makes life a little bit easier. Hope you enjoyed the action. Hope you enjoyed the tips. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have it going. All right, it's time. Put it in the package.
So it's time for their slow and painful death.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Blair.
I'm almost.
I think we'll be able to cut them off. Although we should apply some JOs now. That's how we do it. We layer it. Make sure all the crabs have some good seasoning on there. Well, hello, Victoria. Did you want to do
No! Daddy, no! 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 Why did you have to put it on the counter? Now we got crab juice all over the place. Hey, get away! Get away! Mommy's barefoot. Climb on the floor, Mommy. It's going under. Oh no!
Rampage.
It's his! It's trying to hide! Oh! No! Oh! This is my
I said no. Aha!
We did it.
I am victorious. 25 minutes.
Are there still more in there?
No, that's it.
Oh.
Got them all.